Hey everybody, how's it going? Back in May, you saw that I finally got a drone. I put the short out, and then you saw that I used it a little bit while we were on vacation, and get to use it very much. So you haven't seen much footage from that. It is the Bwine F7 GB2. I don't know why I can never remember that. It's F7, whatever. But Ruco sent me that drone, and if you want to get one of those drones, I will put links in the description below to Ruco's store, and you can get anything from their store. They sell a lot of stuff. You can get anything from their store with 35% discount using the code MCMG, and get yourself one of these drones or some other the other cool stuff they have. But anyway, when we got home in May, right after that, in early June, it started getting really hot here, and stayed hot, then got hotter and stayed hotter, and I wasn't going to go out in that weather and shoot videos. It's just too doggone hot. And then on July 22nd, my dad died, and prior to that, like I said, I hadn't been able to go shoot videos, and then since Dad passed, my sister and I have been consumed in trying to deal with all the stuff that he had that we're trying to disperse and get rid of and clean up, and we haven't had, neither of us have had very much time to do anything. I haven't been able to edit very many videos. As you've seen, it's just regurgitated stuff. But anyway, on July 28th, the following Saturday, Jennifer and I went out and spent the day shooting videos, using the drone, and had a good time just trying to do some normal stuff. So I'm going to share some of that footage with you right now from the drone, and I hope you enjoy it. I'll narrate over it. The drone doesn't have sound, because if it did, all you'd be able to hear is the propellers. So I'll narrate over it and tell you what's going on. But anyhow, here we go. All right, this is a video that I had forgotten all about until I went back into my files and noticed it. This was actually done on July 6th. Jennifer and I went up specifically just to the loop to start messing around with the camera. This is with the drone. This is the first moving train I ever shot. Right there you see the trains coming up to, you see my pickup there and us standing there. That's at the overlook, I'm sorry, the memorial to the 2 crew members who were killed in the 1989 derailment of the Southern Pacific down in Riverside. If you ever go up to if you're not familiar with it, and you go up to the loop overlook and you see the hill in the middle's got a big white cross on it, that marble bench sitting there, and there's a plaque sitting in front of it, those look up towards that cross. Trying to find someone at Union Pacific that I can coordinate with to possibly get that plaque moved up to the overlook. We'll see what happens. It's like dealing with the government, really, a big company like that. But anyway, the only reason I really shared this video and didn't edit it that much, other than for time's sake, is so you can see how inadept I was with it. I was having a really hard time keeping things still, getting things figured out. So I did a lot of experimental stuff that I cut out, so you didn't have to look at views looking up at the sky and straight down at the ground, things like this, bouncing around all over the place. But the drone is easy to use. The drone itself is very controllable. You can move it smoothly in any axis. It is forward, sideways, backwards. I shouldn't say in any axis, because I can't, doesn't have any roll. Thank goodness. I would kill it. But the camera is a little more touchy. It doesn't move as slowly, neither does the zoom. It's either in, or it's out, or it's in the middle, and it just bounces back from one to the other. So I don't use that very much without editing in a little break. But yeah, you can see I was having trouble keeping the camera. The up and down on the camera it's backwards from what it feels like it should be to me. But that's just me, and I'm not going to say that it's hard to do. I just have to get used to it. But yeah, it's a good view of the train going around the loop. You can see there that he is. I quit moving it around. This is as he goes out of the loop. The DPU's there. And there you can see the rest of the train above the loop approach there. And that is, you go around, you come out of that loop, make a 180 going from compass west to compass east, right there where the DPUs are right now. Then you go through that cut and make another 180 degree from compass east to compass west. And you're right below Highway 58. You can see it there above the train. All right, this was July 28th. Jennifer and I up here again, started the day up at the Tehachapi Loop Overlook. Sorry for the harsh lighting that you'll see in this. As you can see by the shadows, this was early in the morning. We're looking pretty much compass north right here. And it was about 7:30 in the morning, I think, something like that. But you can see the head end coming up out of the cut from the tunnel, headed around the loop. And I did cut quite a bit out of this video too, but only for the sake of time. There were a couple of things that I edited out, little jerky movements, but for the most part, I'd already become really familiar with the drone by this time. And as you can see, it's just, it looks a lot better quality, a lot better movement. Another thing about the first video that I forgot to mention was that when I shoot the video with the drone, the video goes on to an SD card that's actually in the camera of the drone, and it actually puts it on my phone in the Bwine app on my phone. And the first one I didn't realize until I had loaded it and had gotten rid of everything else on the card, that one was actually was the one that came from my phone, and that is not 4K. That's 1080p. This one, I made sure that I got off the card, and this is in 4K. So it's less wavy, a little more clear. There's nothing wrong with 1080p really, but I've noticed that with the drone, and I don't know if it's because of the vibration, if the drone vibrates or something, that it makes it a little more wavy than it is with my phone. Here you can see the train is up on the number 2 track, headed around to go through the cut that they cut around the northern edge of Tunnel 10 back in 2015 when they double tracked this whole thing. The east end of the siding used to be about where the tracks started to get wider and separate from each other, is about where the east end of Waylong used to be. And again, I apologize for the harsh light. See Highway 58 over there. The vacated Loop Ranch buildings there to the left. There's Tunnel 10 in the lower center frame there. And you can see the head end rounding that curve right there. That's Burton's curve, and that is where Kurt Quinn's Quintessentials Railfan accommodations are. So give Kirk a call, and he'll get you set up. Looking back at the loop with the tail end coming out of the Tunnel 9 there. And again, I really wish that I had sound that I could use. Chris, one of my patrons, suggested that I pre-record the train sounds and splice them into my edits, but yeah, I don't have that fancy of editing software. I don't even know if I could do that. And thanks for the suggestion, Chris. Appreciate it. I think that'd kind of be hard to do with a drone because I'm changing positions all the time and heights, and would really be difficult for me anyway to synchronize all that and make it sound realistic. I don't know. Maybe I could record it and just put my phone on a tripod or something and record it going by. I don't know. What do you guys think? You can see him winding his way up into Marcel. And then the helpers, DPUs, taking up the rear, doing their work. All right, so these are the two that I'm going to share first. I've got some more lined up, and my patrons have already seen most of the ones I've done, I believe. But you'll see some of those as well. So yeah, let me know what you think of this. Like I said, I got the drone. I hope you all like it. And the head ends all the way up around the upper curve of that hill. The old west end of Marcel is about at the middle of that hill that he's disappearing around. Here are the URLs to my PayPal and my Patreon. If you can help the channel out that way, I'd sure appreciate it. And there goes the end of the train. Keep shooting me the ideas. Shoot me an email at motorport59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. We'll see you later.